Hello and welcome to another episode of Techfanatic Official, your official guide to the cryptoverse. Today I'm going to talk about Xana, which is a metaverse technology which has a huge amount of users. So to summarize what it is first, before we jumping into more detail, the Ethereum sidechain, and it's custom built for the metaverse specifically. It's compatible with all popular wallets and for example, MetaMask or whatever, and they're bridged with all the major blockchain. And they're being adopted already by many big brands in this institutional space and also global brands. They've got the alpha also available on the App Store that you can try, and also on Google Play, so you can go and try it. Make sure you go to the right website, Xana.net. They've taken a couple of years for development, so they had over 100 team members from 15 different countries to lead the development of the project. And it's basically going to be a universal device with sidechain solution. As I mentioned, they're going to have wallet and mobile marketplace. There are technologies behind it. So they've got Ethereum chain, Binance, Solana, Avalanche, Polygon. They've got Unity as a technology, Python as a coding language. They've got Unreal Engine and Solidity and React Node.js. So that means basically all the major coding languages are there as a capability. They've got AWS as the cloud solution. They've got Rust for coding and IPFS for file storage. So they've got all the key technologies behind them. They've partnered up with big gaming sections. So in terms of the institution and adoption, that's actually one of their key bullish factors for me, because they're partnered up with the biggest institutions across Japan. For example, the Olympic Committee, they've in Tokyo City, Fuji Group, like Fujifilm Group, similar sort of thing. They've got top anime brands behind it. As you can see here, they've got like Ultraman. Everyone knows Ultraman. They've got Goma Books behind them. They've got the Hiroko Koshino and the Rooster Fighters. So they got a fair bit of popular NFT, manga, anime brands behind them, basically. Now, they've got additional government agencies and billions of customers coming to use this project, especially that they have real-life partnerships with all these big groups. Now, they have a Gamefi function, and they have a dual white paper that you can read about it. It's beyond the scope of this video, so I cannot go through it, but basically they are ahead of most games and metaverse projects for the GameFi industry. So the economics is ready already. So you can, once the token is launched, it's already usable. It's not something you have to wait for a few months or whatever until the project goes live. They're already, you can integrate them with the avatars, and they're already usable by the global brands in the project. And the experience that they're going to have on land, that's built already by institutions across the world globally. So that's where the use case is there. And you can even go to the YouTube channel and watch the video on Ultraman NFTs, for example, how they're going to go as one of the collectibles. And this is the trading card game that they're going to have in the metaverse. And that's like the first native game that they're going to have within the gameplay for the metaverse. And you see the quality is really cool. So that's definitely something to think about. In terms of unique selling points and what makes them unique, let's quickly jump into it. So what makes them unique is comparing them to Decentraland, Sandbox, and Axie Infinity. These guys have mobile integration as well, which Decentraland and Sandbox don't have. They've got AR and VR technology behind them. They've got a sidechain solution for them, which Axie does, but Axie doesn't have some of the other functions like AR and VR. They've got bridging to all the key chains. They've got a no-code builder functionality. And the valuation at the moment is only 2.1 million, but all of the other projects are $1 billion in terms of their valuation. So that's one of the unique selling points as well that you can see within this. Now, they're chain is going to be really fast as a custom sidechain only built for Metaverse, because right now people talk about Solana or other ones, but the Solana chain is not tailored for Metaverse, right? So having a sidechain like Xana is going to help with that speed. It's going to be really low cost, and it's going to be focused with the software development kits for the Metaverse space. Before jumping into the token discussion and roadmap, let's check out more information about them. So as I mentioned, they've got a universal device platform, and they've got an NFT marketplace, and they actually going to address the NFT very well. So what they have is they have the chain, which is the layer of infrastructure. They've got the app as the second layer. As you can see here as well, they have the whole architecture. They've got the token. That's going to be the token for the ecosystem. They've got the marketplace. They've got the native game, which is NFT Duo. They've got the Xanalia app, which is the marketplace application, and they got Xana Builder, which is for the avatar and the games to be built on it. And you don't need to know coding for it. So these are one of the biggest partnerships that they have, and they have on-ramp as well, functionality for global entertainment. They have Astro Boy NFT, they've got Ultraman, and they got Rooster, as what I've mentioned earlier. Now, I've also checked it out. So the Xanalia marketplace is already live. You can go ahead there and see what sort of NFTs are there. And you can use Binance Chain for now to make purchases. They've also got, for example, Ultraman, the Dual Genesis, that the NFT floor price at the moment is 0.015. So if you're interested in Ultraman, that's something to think about and look at if you want to buy and sell. The other thing is they've got a Launchpad. So if you go to the Launchpad section on their website, they are showing that they have, for example, Genesis token for Xana. It's 10,000 NFTs there. They've got Hero Kokoshino, only 500 of them. They've got the stake boards for the Xana Metaverse. They got 500 of those. As you can see, these are some of the Launchpad items that they have, and this is already live. So you can go ahead and do the research as well and participate in the launch for these major products. So this is, for example, the whitelisting competition, and about what the project is and how to join, what the pricing is going to be. So this is really cool, I think, use case for the project, especially integration with the NFT that they've got in terms of the team. Before we jump into the team, actually, I would like to cover the tokenomics and roadmap. So if we go and have a look at the roadmap for the project, let me find that thing was here. Yes. So in 2019, they developed the project. They started development. They started the test event and tournament test launch in 2020 Q4 after 1 year as their first year developed product. NFT marketplace launch was in 2021 Q1, and they started being integrated with the Kyoto Museum for the Olympics launch, and they went into a few fashion shows last year. This year in Q1, they had the Gamefi NFT drop. They got the IP acquisition and land private sale done. And in Q2, which is currently, they started the connection for the first collection launch. They've got the chain testnet launch, and they're going to have in Q3 the mainnet launch. So end of Q2 is going to be the token generation event, which is in a few weeks. And that's where it's going to coincide basically with all these Q3 events, like alpha launch for the world builder, public land sale, and the chain mainnet launch. And they're going to go with VR Metaverse plan, IP acquisition, and more public land sale for the project as well. There are a lot of people behind it with 2 years of development. But again, before that, I'm going to cover my favorite section, which is the tokenomics and token utility for a project. So in terms of the token utility, it's the primary token of so it's XETA, and this is the token that's for the ecosystem, for the layer 1 metaverse and native GameFi. The token can include staking, locking, and liquidity incentives. They're going to include buybacks and burns. It's driven by the demand for both gameplay and also the metaverse. The fees they have a very elaborate plan. The fees are coming from NFT purchase, Launchpad, staking, tournament gaming, and NFT marketplace. The deflationary mechanism is based on the revenue from the metaverse. So they have the buyback burning and NFT minting. They've got the discounts and buybacks, and then they've got staking, and then they've got the governance, which is the DAO mechanism. So that's all the demand that they have. As you can see, they have 8 different products. So the land, avatar, Gamefi, events, marketplace, DeFi, and they're showing how the token is going to be used for all of these activities. Now, jumping to the token information, the token is going to be called XETA. It's going to have 5 billion tokens, Ethereum, Binance, and Polygon chain tokens. In terms of the allocation, there's going to be 17%. Actually, for this one, I like what DAO Maker has shown for the tokenomics. So I'm actually going to find that and share it with you because I like a more detailed metrics when I come to tokenomics. So let's jump into the tokenomics for the project. As you can see, 33% is for the ecosystem and 17% is for the development team, 15% for staking, 10% marketing, 7% foundation reserve, 6% private sale, 5% seed, 5% advisors, and 2% on public sale. Tokenomic price wise is quite fair. So seed round is 0.064, fundraising 1.6 mil, but 4% TGE, and then rest over 32 months. A slightly cheaper price than private. Private is 0.1, 10% TGE, 4 months cliff, and then vesting of 30 months. Public sale is same price and same vesting for DAO Maker. For, I think, Red Kite Gamefi, they got a deal that is a shorter vesting, but the price is double the price here, I think. So it depends on what people want. And the valuation is 2.1 million. So that's the release schedule for the project. And you can go to DAO Maker page to see more detail, or you can check it out in Xana itself because they've got the information here. So ecosystem is over 50 months. Then they've got the staking that's going to be 10% at TGE, and then 3% over the upcoming weeks after that. The marketing 10% quarterly over 36 months. Foundation is going to be 60 months unlocks. I talked about the sale rounds, and advisors are going to have 1 year fully locked, and then unlock of 24 months. So that's a pretty decent size of lock that they have. Now, the tokenomics, I think, are really fair, and the valuation also for such a huge scale and partnership also makes sense. In terms of the team, not all of them are well known, but I did my research. So he's the founder of the Xana project. He's quite well known actually, and he has actually a lot of information on his website if you're interested to understand more about his history. But I actually did research on DAO Maker. This is what I like about DAO Maker. They always do a lot of research and provide the sort of information people need. So in terms of the team and partnerships, Rio, who's the guy I just showed you on Twitter, is the guy who started his career in music producing and being a DJ in Avex, which is the second largest record in Japan. After that, he established his own company and did a world tour with his DJ group, which is called No Borders, which also you can check here. And he went around 200 different countries. In 2017, he was awarded as Culture Award from the Royal Family of Japan, and the company Xana is now started. In terms of entertainment, they have 7 bases around the world. So they've got the Xanalion Limited in Cyprus. They've got the No Borders Limited, which is the previous company he had, in New York and Dubai. And in Pakistan, for the blockchain side, they've got the technologies in India. They got the local office in Japan, and then China. So they've got a huge number of offices, and they've got 109 employees actually with the services that they have. So you can check No Borders as well. We already talked about their partnership. So joint venture of Japan's largest tourism company, JTB, which you know, especially if you do the rail travel. They've got the Milan Fashion Week. They've got the Fuji TV content creation company, Tokyo Koto, which is the Olympic Museum. They have Totori Prefecture, Ultraman, DAO Maker, which is the #1 IDO platform, as you know, Reblock, Pony Canyon, God's Flame, and they've got the largest NFT platform as well within China, and the largest Japan's sport media, which is called Fine Play. So they've got a significant amount of partnerships built with the real adoption. Jumping into their social media, apart from the founder who has a pretty good traction, they've got a following count of 137,000 people with regular updates about the NFT and the sales that they're gonna have. And as you can see, there's a huge traction for it. The numbers are showing that. They've got a very good Telegram following of 36,000, and they have a very well updated Medium channel as well. So social media is also doing well. And remember, they have a Japanese community as well who are really excited about this project. Now, the last part is about the launch of the project and how you can access it. So at the moment, they're going to have sales on Red Kite Gamefi platform and on DAO Maker. I'm not covering the Red Kite Gamefi. You can search that yourself, and it's a higher price token. I prefer DAO Maker as the best IDO platform, and I think I covered Step Up for you, and you see how that went. So let's cover it here as well. The SHO for DAO token holders is already finished, and the winners are announced in a few hours. But as you know, I'm covering this more for people who don't hold DAO Maker tokens and want to participate in the public round. So registrations for the public DAO SHO starts tomorrow, which is in 24 hours. Once you go there, once it's open, there's going to be a section for you that if you're holding here, if you're holding $2,500 worth of tokens in your wallet, you're eligible to participate in the Xana IDO. And you can see the rules here as well. So you get notified and you can participate in the Xana IDO section. And for that, you can also probably, it's going to take for a 5 days period for participation into it. And if you don't hold the tokens, you pay a small fee and you'll be eligible to participate if you win the whitelist for it. So I'll share the link probably on the channel as well, because by the time I upload, I think this will be opening. So keep an eye on for it. And remember, everyone who applied through my referral last time actually got an allocation step up. So there's a high chance this is going to be the same for you. Now, in terms of the market has done a bit better this week. But I'm now covering projects that are more timeless, and something like Xana with such a huge amount of backing and such a huge amount of demand, I don't think we'll have an issue when they launch, because they're just going to be a chain, and investing in a blockchain and a sidechain is always a good idea. So do your own research. I cannot provide you financial advice, but this is something to definitely look forward to. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the right channel. This is my right channel. Remember, my old one my Telegram account got hacked. So make sure you sign to the right channel, subscribe, put comments. And if you have any questions, always reach out to me and I'll be responsive. Thank you for watching this video and see you next time.